It just does seem that John comes into your lives on a creative level at these moments, you know? It's like...
Third time.
I know.
Yes.
And I think about the first time when we were all just like decimated by the news. We all just finally found our band, and then it's like, oh, you know the guy who makes all that magic happen with that guitar? Like, he's not in the band anymore. It's like, what the... What does this mean? And again, with the benefit of hindsight, you know, there was stuff going on there, I guess, that made that reality just untenable for him. The second time around seemed like more of a holistic decision, or at least it seemed that way. Like it was more of a mature, an ability to be able to just have a little more altitude and see, rather than it just, I gotta go. It's like, no.
Yeah. So he came into the band in late '88, following the death of Hillel, which was already a hugely emotional loss, transition, discovery, who are we? And within 3 years, we'd put out Blood Sugar and been on tour. And so he's, you know, hyper intelligent, hypersensitive, hyper cosmically attuned, you know, to a very extreme degree, which makes him who he is. And that was too much. Like, money and fame and attention and adulation and responsibility are not for everyone and can be impossible to digest or to make sense of or to live with. It could drive you absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And that's where he was, you know, at a super young age. And he was just on another level of awareness, but to the point where he was too sensitive. He was too empathetic within himself to tolerate all of that. So he just combusted.
I was going to say, was there some destructive side of that through immaturity and inability to understand what was going on? Like, much was made of the SNL performance, and you guys were always physical, but there's that moment at the end of the first song where it looks to me like you're definitely, literally kicking him up the ass. And I sort of wonder whether or not, and you wrote a bit about that in the book, whether it was just, you know, that was kind of, I guess, step one in understanding how to process that and how to deal with other human beings in that environment.
Yeah, we were both quite foolish at that stage, you know. We talked about it earlier, you know, I wanted things the way I wanted it, and he wanted it the way he wanted it, and he may have been more evolved in some ways and less in others, but he disappeared, and somehow we did survive, and had this very interesting era with Dave Navarro. And John went down as far as he could, and then, you know, just the whisper of a ghost saying, "Hey, you know, I'm not gone yet." And we're like, "Okay, let's do this." Californication, by the way, Stadium Arcadium, and then he did make a holistic decision. He's like, "It's not for me. It's too much attention, too much travel, too much chaos, too much
energy, all of it."
And so he walked away, and I think he needed a solid 12 years of processing all of that, which he was kind of willing to do, slowly. Like, who are these people? What do they mean to me? What have we done together?
Yeah.
You know, what life do I want to live?
Smart, really. I mean, to have the presence of mind to kind of realize that life is more than the sum of these parts and the sum of all this, and you know.
Yeah, super smart. And I think he figured out that as difficult as that situation could be, it's like, it's just life, and it's just an opportunity, and it's just being in a band, and maybe I can find a better way to do this where I don't take things too personally, and I still get to make beautiful music with my friends, and maybe not melt down, or maybe they won't melt down, or maybe we're older and different, and you know, enter unlimited love, which was really a fun and wild experience.